No, yeah, we were having this conversation like a couple weeks ago. You know, kind of where we want to take it, and you know, it's interesting because we were talking to this guy who has a brokerage firm down in San Diego, and they do like double the revenue that we do, but they have 60 agents.
Wow.
So, you know, like we have 4 now, you know, including my dad, who's sort of like, you know, not fully in it now, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Like some of these brokerage firms, they have so many people.
People's crazy.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's a lot of freaking people.
Yeah. For only double the revenue that we're doing.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So like 20 times more people for 2 times the revenue.
Yeah, and then you're managing that many people too.
Yeah.
It's better to have a smaller team that's like super efficient, like a SEAL team.
Work. Yeah.
Because you guys are all dialed in.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to, like, that's crazy though, that many people for that revenue.
How many guys do you have now?
We are up to,
I mean, I think like 8 to 10 possibly. Like some are
up from
full time,
like,
but
5 like a year ago.
Yeah.
So that's good growth though.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah.
It's been one of those things where we grew a lot, and then it's like then you have to balance like, okay, we grow, then you have to make sure you can handle it, and then that's when you could grow again. So then we're just at that point right now where okay, we can handle what we're working with right now. Let's grow it even more, and then that's always been the process though, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's a step function too.
Yeah.
And like the early steps are bigger than the later steps, you know?
Exactly.
And like, it's like you go into like, you're so busy, you can't take it. And then like, and you're like, your profits are great because like everybody's just freaking cranking.
Yep.
And but then you got to hire and then your profits go down, but like you can breathe again.
Yep.
And then you like go until you're like so busy, you can't take it.
It's
and then
literally
you hire again and like your overhead goes up, but you can live your life.
But it's a good problem, you know.
It's weird.
It's funny. I always don't like when I'm not stressed. I think stress is good.
Yeah.
Like, because when I'm stressed, that means we're busy.
You're stressed about not being stressed.
Yeah. Exactly. So maybe it's a problem. I don't know.
It's better to be stressed about being busy than stressed about not having anybody knocking on the door.
Yeah, for sure. That's
exactly.
Sometimes some weeks are like, it gets a little, like, dang, we need to start cranking. But we're also in like a totally different business where it's not super hardcore sales at all. So
Coby came from a different
I come
type
from
of
like
sales.
hardcore like car sales. So
right.
coming into here where it's service based and custom and proposal based and kind of just also we're at that point where we're not saying yes to every client that comes to us because we don't want to necessarily take on a project. Not that we're afraid to fail, but we're like, does this brand, are they all in? Because are we going to be all in or do we really believe in it? So that's kind of where we're at. So it's kind of weird.
Most of your leads just come through referrals.
A lot of it's referrals.
Yeah, it's the same with us.
And social media.
Yeah.
Our social media has grown crazy this past year and we'll get DMs and we'll get people messaging us like, hey, can you guys help us with this? Or usually they'll see, what's cool is I get excited when we release big pieces, like big commercials and things, because I know when we release them, we're going to get like that week, we're going to get calls. It usually always happens like that.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
We just did a crazy commercial, a full day shoot, busting into a liquor store.
Oh yeah, Kim told me about that.
Yeah, doing like we had
a lot of moving
people
parts.
on set, like
Remember
almost
the actual
10
cops showed
10
up,
people
right?
on set. Actual cops came. We had a fake cop car, fake cop. But
Well,
that was pretty
the
crazy.
cop came right at the end of the commercial, so we were done. It was the best timing ever. And then the guy gets pulled over, and then we're like, okay, this is perfect. We're gone. Like
legit cop stop, not like actual cops came.
I don't think they stopped us like during it too because we had a fake cop car, so they probably thought, oh, these guys are already getting pulled over. You know?
That was a
fake
crazy
cop car?
project. There's a guy in San Juan Capistrano, the car dealership that we knew, and we called him up. He happened to have an old cop car, and the battery was out, so changed the battery the night before.
Oh
And
yeah,
then it was a
I
crazy.
think we bump started it on shoot
That was
too.
like that for what people saw, and like if people only really knew behind the scenes of that, people would not believe that we did that.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was insane. It was one of the craziest.
Yeah, we do it a lot differently next time for sure. It was a lot of learning there.
So a lot of what you guys do is like shooting videos, like video advertisements.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of it's video. Yeah.
It's all organic. Do you guys do paid?
There's that's the thing. I mean, you could talk about it too, but I feel like we're really well known for our video, but there's a lot of different like angles we take with our marketing too that I don't know, maybe you can kind of talk about because
people are calling us for our video work, like either one-off ad projects, one-off commercials, like these big commercials, or even social media. It's the most important thing right now, this clipping stuff, even podcasts.
Right.
And everybody's calling us for the video, the visuals, and all this stuff. And then once they come in here and meet us, and then once they come in here and kind of see what we're doing, then they're like, oh, you guys do paid ads. Oh, you guys do websites, or you guys do, so all our other services start coming along, but people are really starting to know us from our video. And like, even that's our biggest thing.
And even just aligning, because we've built such an amazing network doing this business that like even aligning people with the brands we work with is a whole other side of our business too that has been pretty crazy. And then we do get those weird calls that we have to say no to a service like that. Like, again, I don't even want to say what people have requested from us, but just weird stuff, where you're like, oh my gosh, we're not doing that. But
so almost like a talent agency in a way. You connect people with social media reach to
it's almost turning into that.
Yeah, a lot of the calls that I'm getting, like my inbound calls throughout my day is mainly, hey, can you connect me with this influencer, this celebrity? Either a one-off campaign, like they want to use, what was the recent one? I keep talking about Rib Jerky, but Rib Jerky wanted Jason Borowski in the X Games. So we set that deal up with like 3 days prior to X Games. So we got Rib Jerky to fully sponsor Jason and his whole dirt bike, his kit, everything. We got the social media deliverables set up. So little things like that, just helping brands is like, with influence and celebrity is huge right now, especially if it's a product or a clothing brand or
getting a guest on a show.
Getting a guest on a podcast is big. I get calls for that throughout my day. So
it's the whole thing, right?
Yeah. Sure. And it's crazy though, because we're not really like advertising that side of Zill.
We didn't think that would even.
Yeah, but we're starting to get those calls where people are really trying to leverage.
And then we even have to realize, oh, wait, we could monetize this because when it first started happening, we're like, people are just asking for crazy stuff. And it almost feels weird where it's like, this is a whole nother service. Like we should be charging for this, and we're just doing out of like, let's just help people. Yeah. But then it's like, okay, now we're getting into a whole different world of,
because I worked in advertising like 10 years ago. And back then that was a big thing, like influencer networks. Right, like brands would go to these companies that would put them in touch with influencers and stuff like that. Yeah. Big business.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like social media these days?
I mean, I don't know a quarter of what you guys know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's fascinating. It's like obviously worked for you guys, but like for what we do, it's so niche, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like you need like broad audience for it to be effective, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Feels like it's changing, huh?
It's always changing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if you're stagnant with your content, it'll never really work. You have to always differentiate it. So, and that's the thing too, like, with your guys' show though, it's less, people get it mixed up where they think that you're going to get like a sale right away from something like starting a podcast or posting a piece of content, but that's not how it works. Your network's going to see it. Their network of people are going to see it, and it's going to constantly remind people. It's only going to enhance the sale. That's really what content is in marketing. People get marketing and sales mixed up all the time.
And I was going to say too, like, congrats on your show.
Yeah.
Just because
thanks to you guys.
The guests that you have had on are like crazy, or it's really crazy. The hardest people that you guys have gotten in here is the hardest part for a show. A lot of shows will like consistently film, but they'll run out of guests, and you guys have like always been on the pulse with guests. Your guests have been for sure the craziest.
Us.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, but no, it's been really cool to watch you guys and see what you've done with
it's been
the
fun.
show.
Yeah,
it's
we've
really
had great
nice.
feedback on it too. From people that you wouldn't have thought would watch it. So it's to your point, I think it's a slow burn. It's,
It is.
takes a long time. It's hard to measure ROI on that though,
You have to think long term too.
Yeah.
Like if just think about that could go with anything too. Like think about if you did something long enough and just didn't stop. Obviously, it's going to go somewhere. So that's always the goal is think long term and be consistent. And if you could do that, you're going to get success in anything, I think.
Yeah.
Whether that's social media or business. So
Yeah.
and that's always been my mindset. So
Well, appreciate it, and it's like you guys have done a great job, and I think the show is a testament to you guys and to Jim, and the Tidemark team and those networks and the clients and relationships that we enjoy. So it's fun, and it's been fun to like talk to them, and get them in this kind of format and like get their stories and stuff, like things that you don't talk about if you're working on a deal or even sitting down at lunch or whatever. It's cool.
The show you guys did with the what was his name? The Caitlin Minimalist guy, the number one Etsy store.
Mike. Yeah,
that
Mike.
show was crazy. That was awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Last night I was at the Mission Viejo Mall, and I saw they're opening up a store in there.
Oh, they're opening there?
Yeah, where Ruka was, the old Ruka store.
Yeah, they're expanding.
They're
Oh,
expanding.
wow. Are they still in Spectrum though?
So I saw
Yeah, I
that
think they're
last
still in
night,
Spectrum.
and I was thinking about the show. I was like, dang, that was crazy.
They're going big on retail actually, and I need to call him and see
Yeah.
because when we talked to him, it was like they were just in Spectrum and they
Yeah.
were trying to get a second location, and now they're opening them.
They
successively.
downsized at the
Yeah.
Spectrum,
Oh yeah,
but their store that they have now still is like crazy nice.
Yeah,
it's really
it's
nice.
always packed too.
It's all they need too. It's not like
It's
they don't
really
need like
cool.
a huge space. But
I think it comes down to taste,
Yeah,
They're just taste makers essentially,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They're crushing it.
But when you get going back to your guys' network, so how did you meet Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
How did you meet these guys? Because it's these are big names.
that's we could talk about it.
It's
He's like I'm more operational, I'll say too, with this whole thing.
Yeah.
He's like the networking and
Yeah,
sales. so
Pressing palms, kissing babies.
yeah,
And you're great
Kissing
at it too. It's good.
kissing rappers.
That's
so
important-
how he
important
met
when you have a
Mike,
team.
he had to go to a really weird party.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm joking.
Did he?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah, dude.
Diddy Lube party.
Yeah. It's crazy if I like break down how that specifically happened, but we started doing a lot for LRG, and
You could even can I just say something real
Yeah.
quick? You could even stem it from our podcast, like if the butterfly effect of that,
yeah,
even how we
No,
got to
yeah.
it. It's crazy.
if you really stem how we ended up in this room with Mike and how we're now helping Mike, it's like it could stem from 3+ years ago when we started our show, which is nuts. So
How so?
We're always been into boxing, like the MMA world. We've always loved it. We've
Yeah.
always watched it. And for some reason, if you look back, our close friend Ian McCall, who was in the UFC,
Yeah.
he was our first ever guest on Basement Talk, which is our own show.
He was our
And-
first. Wow, I didn't even realize
I know
that.
Ian. I went to high school with him.
Yeah.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
so-
friends with one of my best friend's older brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think he was our first guest, but he was one of our first. Like
One of
the first 3 or 4,
Yeah.
which is like, we're probably a little over 100 episodes now, or just under 100 episodes, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
He came in, and I remember we had a really good episode with him, but we still didn't take it seriously. And he said, "You guys should take it seriously. You guys should really do this for real." And he started helping us get guests, but a lot of his network is MMA boxing based.
Right.
So we started getting a lot of fighters on, and then when one fighter came into another fighter, and we had a specific UFC fighter named Rafa Garcia come in, who's a lightweight in the UFC. He's about to crack top 15, and his agent is a gentleman named Monty, who we're really close with. And Monty and his agent at the time too, Sultan, was they came into Zill. Remember our old office? They came into the old office and they loved it. They were like, "Wow, this is really cool, which is nothing compared to the one now.
Yeah.
But they loved it. And I remember, I was just talking about this last week. I remember we had a whiteboard in our office, and it was all these names, like big names of like athletes and celebrity people that we were going to have on Basement Talk. And I remember Monty saw it and he was like, holy smokes, like, you guys are about to film with these guys? We're like, yeah. And one thing led to another. We became close with Monty. Monty introduced us to the entire Tequila Mandala team. So we started doing their tequila stuff, doing a lot of videos for them. And then they own a meat company, like a small meat shop in Los Alamitos, which is cool. So helping them do that. And then I remember one morning I get a phone call from the Tequila Mandala owners. And they're two brothers too, they're Armenian. And they called and they said, hey, Coby, can you meet us at LRG at like 10 a.m.? It was like last minute. I was like, no way, LRG? And he's like, yeah, remember them? I'm like, we used to wear LRG when we were in middle school.
We used to call it Ladera Ranch Gangsters.
Yeah, that brand is though, like that brand is, it's crazy. And we go to LRG and we meet a gentleman named Mike Smith, who's just been like a big brother to us. And we were talking about that last night too.
Yeah, we were.
Mike Smith is like just a creative fashion like genius with the way he's like coming up with clothing designs or campaigns or commercials, and just he's a crazy brain. And he's the president of LRG, and he's backed so many big brands. And we meet Michael and he liked us a lot, and he invited us back to the office. We started talking to him more. Then we started taking on more projects at LRG, more shows, and then we ran into some guys from Tyson's team, and that's kind of how the whole thing kind of came about. Got invited out to Vegas for one project. Did a really good job. I remember the first project we did, it was an event at Champs. So we did like an event video, and then we went to Planet 13. It's the #1 dispensary in the country. We went in there and filmed Mike smoking, what kind of thing? It was just a bubbler. It was called an MJ Arsenal.
Okay.
And we filmed him doing it, and the video got 10 million views in like a day, and
sold
out.
Wow.
So we were kind of like, wow, and everyone loved the video, and that's kind of our way in with Mike, and started doing more and more and more and more. It was very quick. So now, I can't, like, we can't.
We're helping him a ton.
We're helping him a ton, like,
which is
so
cool.
A lot.
Yeah.
On Mike,
turn into more things.
Yeah, on Mike's side, and then also Tyson 2.0 is huge too, which is all his products. So a lot of the stuff, like even the clothing that you see in Nordstrom's, PacSun, everything. So we're kind of like the creatives behind it now, which is pretty wild.
Have you guys been around him too, but like at all, Mike, before?
No.
Why don't you explain too, like, because I think that was a crazy feeling. Like, we've met a lot of pretty crazy people, but like his energy and like it's just it's unlike anything.
It's like an adrenaline. I was talking about it. I have a poster of him in my office, and when I look at his face, like, it's like your heart just like races because like it's just being with someone like this close and talking to someone of that status that you just feel like this crazy energy.
I believe it. Yeah.
Like
is it that he's
like
so
an
recognizable,
adrenaline,
or is it something else? Like
recognizable,
just legend.
He's like one of the most famous athletes of all time.
Legendary.
Yeah.
And then what's crazy is we're getting involved with him just around the time this whole Jake Paul Tyson fight is coming
it was
around.
right before then.
It was right after.
Right after.
So being kind of when Mike is re-sparked again in a way. If you look at it, just because Jake did a lot to help Mike and bring him in and do the boxing thing on Netflix, which was billions of people watching.
Crazy.
And then being with him a couple weeks after, it's like, it's pretty cool to experience. And then when you're moving with him, just like thousands of people taking photos and videos, and it's pretty crazy.
Does he live in Vegas?
Yeah, he lives in Vegas and Florida. Yeah. I don't know if he has a house out here. I don't know. Yeah.
I think he used to.
It's
live
pretty
here.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he used to go to the local gyms over here. I think you saw him at
gym
Orange County?
Yeah, Lifetime. This is like 7 years ago, though.
Yeah.
8
Long
years
time
ago.
ago.
Crazy.
Yeah. But he's a super nice guy. Really cool.
Humble.
Just like he's just like us, like a bunch of bros hanging out. He's like the coolest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're happy to like help him and be behind him and just help his brand look really nice and grow. That's like our favorite thing. That's why we're in business.
Yeah, and you can find other brands, that he can use this network to sell, right?
Yeah. His name is so like it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he doesn't really need to use other brands unless it's like
Or more like other products.
other products. Yeah. He has a ton of products.
Does he?
Like and everything you can think of.
You can license, I think, license his name and put it on anything. I think actually, I wouldn't say anything, but
Yeah.
like that's kind of how the whole, how a lot of it works. I think you could do that with, most celebrities though.
Yeah.
Right. You could license like either their music or their name just to put it on your brand.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's how a lot of them make money too. Celebrities. It's a big thing, and then maybe they'll take equity too of the product. So
Right.
it's cool. Yeah. But
One of the questions I was going to ask you guys, because because we work in real estate, our customer base is older.
Yeah.
I'll say. But you work with a lot of young people. Like what? You guys work in an industry too where it's a lot of like fashion, alcohol, consumer, consumer brands, stuff like that. But like, are there young, successful companies? Like what industries do you see like youth and like energy, like for growth? Because, it's not something that you see every day. You don't see a lot of young companies going around and buying buildings. And so I'm kind of curious, like where's that going to come from?
that is such a good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Definitely our industry. I think there's a lot of young individuals that are creative. I think most creative businesses.
Just content creation.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. And I think this whole AI thing, I think there's going to be a lot of emerging, and then you're going to get those crypto people that just made millions somehow off a coin.
Yeah. But you know a lot of crypto investors?
I just know a lot of people who have made just crazy money off crypto. Just I'm even one of those people that I punch myself in the face every day because I didn't buy it in 2016. You know, it's just crazy.
Even everybody else in
I
the
know.
world. Yeah.
It was the biggest opportunity for our generation to invest.
Yeah. Has anyone ever tried to buy a building with crypto?
No.
Really?
I've had people ask if they could buy it with cash.
Okay.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That was back when they were like all the cannabis companies going around.
Oh yeah. That's not as big. That's not as big anymore. But what do you think? What industries do you think are like?
I still think like clothing is big. There's so many young,
AI.
There's so many young creatives that are doing crazy clothes, or like I said with the celebrity, with the influencers stuff, like there can be some kid in LA that starts a clothing brand or a hat brand. We know this guy that started this company, Og11, and he has his hats going around all these influencer celebrities, and it's starting to just kind of spark out. You start seeing all these crazy startups that are getting like influencer celebrity help and then pumping content. Content is so important. So I still think the clothing business and the hat business and things like that is like, you see one influential person wearing it on tour or something like that. And I don't know, there can be all sorts of businesses, but yeah, the AI,
that's like, that's the cool thing about like what you guys do too, is that a young company can sell clothes, to an audience. Whereas like, historically it was all filtered through, Macy's and like, so there were, hurdles for new entrants to come into the market, whereas now you can just do it yourself, which is very cool.
Do it yourself. And then it's crazy. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, it's free. It's free to use. So it's like all in your hands. So that's why we're in this business, to make content. I think content is like so important. Like you have to be posting every single day, if not 3 times a day, if you're a brand or a business.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And if you're not, you're doing it wrong. Like you have to post every day, even if it's not professionally done content, if it's like a day in the life video with you guys, or just as much content as you can pump a day, constant. And then these videos with consistency, it'll spark off, and that's where your business starts growing.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just going to ask if you had other with like those strategies and stuff, have you had other good stories of, brands, young brands or any brands where like what you've done with them, with media, with video, with campaigns that have like changed the trajectory of their business, or like really like helped them get traction? And, I was just curious for some of those stories on the power of, what you do and what it can mean for a business that's getting going.
Well, I'll speak on one business that this was before you were even really heavily involved, but it was 2-3 years ago. We work with so many different businesses. Like our strategy is always the same. It doesn't really matter what niche you're in. We can apply it to really any industry, and it's always worked, which is crazy. So I took on a client that was a divorce lawyer, and I was like, okay, this is going to be, actually, I was like, this is going to be easy content. Like this is so engaging for people. And he ends up blowing up on social media, all over TikTok, millions of views. And then it's like, okay, now how do we, actually get leads out of this? Where that's when paid advertising comes in. Okay. And there's still a client to this day. 2-3 years ago, I took them on, and they're getting roughly 80 leads a month and retaining a lot of people. Like they're making a ton of money off paid ads. And what the social following does is it builds social proof. So let's say you're running a paid ad and you're talking about, hey, I'm a divorce lawyer, I can help, whatever it is. When people go to your profile and let's say there's nothing on it, they're way less likely to convert. But he already has an amazing base, amazing following on social media. People trust him, and it's just has been amazing for his leads. And he's still constantly each month just getting a ton of leads. I think they're moving buildings right now too, which is really cool. So they're expanding. And now it's always a question when we're taking on people, like how much business could you handle? I always ask that too, because with some clients I know, and I'm so confident that like some of the stuff we do will just, blow them up. There was another lawyer too that we had a meeting with, and it was the first time ever where he was like, I've never heard someone say this. He's like, I don't want more business.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Because we showed him the numbers and we showed him everything.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we'll do for you.
Too much.
I just don't think he. But I've never heard someone say that. I'm like, what? Who doesn't want more business? But I guess,
Yeah, it's interesting, like, because that's just kind of purely online, the way you're describing it. Because I was in my mind, like, social media was like you had to like build an audience sort of in real life, and then social media can sort of light that on fire. But from what it sounds like, it's like, it is possible just to build a purely online brand.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
There's another client we have, and he has a soccer club.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
You could tell him about that. That's insane. This guy.
Yeah, our buddy Andre came to us again like 2 years ago, and I don't know the exact like numbers of how many coaches he was at, how many players he was coaching, but he has like 20,000 followers on Instagram now. I think he could almost even be at like 200,000 TikTok followers right now. Millions of views, and again, that's all converting. I know
he
to
has
business.
like 8 coaches now too.
8 what?
He has like 8 coaches now that work for him from social media.
For like a local,
local
soccer club
with training.
Yeah,
and the World Cup, like his plan
kids
always.
Yep, kids.
There's all ages.
But it's crazy. He started from 0. He's got almost a little over 200,000 followers on all platforms, and his videos get millions of views. And people DM him like all day. Can we train? When
I talk about too, like us working in different industries as well, and it always working. There was a metal stamping company in LA that came to us, and then my first thought is like, how the heck am I going to do this? Like, this is pretty boring content. And then
that's like the type of business we work with. So I'm interested.
And they have a massive building, massive real estate. I think that is how they make a lot of their money. But, oh my gosh, they blew up on social media, like millions of views, like the first month. Just us getting creative. Like,
we just get crazy.
Because that's the thing too in this business. Like anyone could film, anyone could do anything. But I think the ideas are what's most important. Like even the quality of our content, it's cool. But like you can do it on an iPhone. If the idea is there, it'll probably perform just as well. The quality is just an enhancement.
Yeah.
Like that's just amazing now that we can provide that to people at a high quality. But like the ideas is what really separates, I think, most brands. It's like, what is the content? And we've been able to do that for so many people, just being creative.
Yeah.
Everyone we hire, that's like the first question I ask them. It's hard to like, obviously people are going to say they are creative, but you know, you can figure it out pretty quickly if someone is or not, you know. It's but yeah, we've done it like.
Well, so give me an example on the metal stamping one. It was like,
oh my gosh. So the video was him talking, literally a talking head video, and he was talking about, I'm trying to remember the hook exactly what he said, but how China, I think he mentioned China in the video.
It's kind of talking like
and
global economic stuff.
Exactly. And he was like, we figured this out in a year and China couldn't figure this out in 9 years or something along those lines. And people obviously just like in the comments were going crazy. Because that's the thing. You need to be black or white when you're doing content. If you're in the middle, people aren't going to engage with it. That just makes people agreeable.
Yeah.
When you're not agreeable and you have a certain stance on certain things,
People have got to
Yeah.
register their
if
opinion.
you go look at any comments on any video right now, unless it's like a meme, something funny, if it's someone saying something like very assertive or one-sided, most of the comments will be negative. That's because when are you likely to comment something positive?
Right.
Like when are people really likely, oh, that's a really cool video.
Yeah.
No one does that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's the insidious thing about social media, isn't it?
yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. It like, and with social media too, it favors retention. So that video, I'm sure people watch to the end. It literally, it honestly works like this. Let's say 1,000 people get fed that video, 1,000 people watch to the end. Instagram's going to be like, okay, this is good. We're going to feed it to 10,000 people. They watch to the end. Okay, 100,000 people. That's kind of how it works because the longer they keep people on the platform, the more money they make. They make money off advertisers.
Right.
So that's like, you got to play off of that. You got to make people watch your content to the end and keep them on because the moment you lose people, they don't like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why even with paid advertising, when you're driving leads, you could even get leads in the platform versus sending them to your website. I never send them to the website because why would these platforms like that? I don't think they like that. They want to keep people on the platform, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. So, and it's all stuff just learn from trial and error.
Yeah.
Literally.
Is there like a new platform that's up and coming?
There is that we just shot a commercial for, but I don't think it's social media I mean,
It's an app.
we did just do an
The
app.
app's going to be crazy. We could tell you off camera.
Okay.
'Cause we signed a bunch.
But there's no like new TikTok that you're aware of?
The thing that's big right now is clipping. The clipping culture of Kick and Twitch. Have you heard of those?
Yeah.
Kick and Twitch are probably the
Like historically gaming. But
now it's
just
like you
social
have
media.
Kai Cenat right now on a streamathon thing, and he's going 30 days straight streaming. Doesn't turn it off.
Is he streaming while he's sleeping?
Yeah. So they have the cameras
That's
up.
crazy.
The production, I think.
Was that like that movie with Jim Carrey when it's like
I think
was
the
that movie?
production for that was $5 million.
Truman Show.
That's
He paid $5 million to the production team for that.
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
And there's like literally 100 cameras in the house. It's like a Beverly Hills mansion, and he rented it out, have everyone coming in. The first night, Kim Kardashian came in. So I think that's where it's big now. I think the social
Live
media
streaming.
platforms will always be there, but I think the live streaming thing is so big. And then what's happening now is people are taking that long form content. So let's say Kai's stream today, someone's going to take that 6-hour content, dump it in a group chat with 15 to 20,000 kids all over the world, and they're incentivizing them, saying whoever
clip
gets the most views, clip the whole entire stream, we'll pay you X amount. So that's that's what we're seeing now as far
And
as
we're getting
asked to
do it.
So we're getting heavily behind the clipping thing, and
Yeah.
we're working with the best clippers in the world. right now that are doing all these big streams. So that's kind of where,
And you could do it for podcasts too.
yeah. So that's where you see like Joe Rogan on all these, you see him on these pages, but you don't even know what these pages are.
Yeah.
People are taking his 3-hour pods and putting him in these group chats, and people are fighting in the group chats to find the most viral moments.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's usually like if you are introduced to a new podcast too, normally you'll see a clip,
yeah,
become interested in it, and then go to the long form, right?
exactly. But I think the Kick and Twitch, those are the two kind of main, those are like getting really big, especially for the youth. Like all the kids in high school right now, middle school, everyone's watching that.
Yeah.
That's like huge.
Yeah, we're old now.
So are we, kind of.
I know we're on. No, I'm joking. But I wanted to go back to your question about like what people you see emerging that's gonna buy real estate, because I was gonna say it's kind of scary that I don't think there are gonna be a lot of like young people able to do that. I think it's gonna turn more into renting. Like I'm sure I wanted to ask if you guys are kind of seeing that trajectory where more people will rent than buy.
Yeah. And in a lot of cases, it's better to rent than buy right now because, where interest rates are, even if you have a down payment, you still have to get a loan. Nobody's going to buy a $5 million building. So the payment on the loan is, way more than to rent. So, just from an economic standpoint, it makes sense to rent right now. But I think a lot of young companies, they start renting and then, eventually they'll have an opportunity to buy.
Which is our goal.
Yeah. And we do a lot of leasing too. I mean, it's core to our business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I just think like the future will be that for you guys, like a lot more, I feel like. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like Mike and Kate are a good example without like from we were talking about earlier with Caitlin Minimalist, like they've been renting and they built their business, and at this phase in their business, for their kind of their HQ, if you will, they're a lot more interested in buying than renting another place. They're in one of our buildings that they're running the core of their distribution business out of.
Okay.
But they're focused on buying.
But like most of the, like, for example, the Mission Mall or the Spectrum, they're renting that. The retail is more, it makes more sense.
Rental,
Yeah.
Because
could
they
you
can
even
just
buy there?
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't.
No, that's all on brand.
Yeah. That's crazy. The Spectrum's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think there's going to be this like huge demographic shift though. You know, and I think it'll probably take 10, 15 years, but
Do you think that and you guys are quite a bit younger than me, sort of your cohort is even interested in buying, or it doesn't even kind of want that as a path in life? Like even if they had the money, like would they go buy real estate with it, or would they bank it or put it in crypto and kind of travel the world and not be attached to
You're right.
That's a good.
Yeah, I think they're more interested in just buying a Lamborghini and being an idiot. Honestly,
Flexing on social.
yeah, the social media, like.
maybe that's a better investment.
No, it's not.
Yeah, maybe.
You can get the likes, you can get the views.
Yeah, that's its own currency now.
It's an investment in getting chicks.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't know.
But no, I don't know.
There's definitely, there's of course some, but I think Coby's right. There's
I think a lot of people are just disheartened. They feel like they can't, so they sort of gave up on the idea.
Yeah,
that's my impression.
But that's what I don't get is you see on Instagram these so-called like millionaire guys that are in their 20s and 30s or whatever, and then you see them flexing on social media with like crazy watches and cars and these crazy things, but then you see them filming in their like apartment.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
have a point.
No, but like they got like the craziest
you don't
cars.
even own a
But
property.
yeah, you don't even have a house. So it's like kind of weird. I don't know.
it is weird.
Yeah, that's
Smoking mirrors.
interesting.
And then you hear stories of like 7 buddies in LA all go in and lease a Lambo together, and they're all giving like $300 each a month and stuff, and they're using it on dates and stuff. You hear those?
Crazy.
I hear
Wait,
those
I want to
stories.
do that.
It's like,
That's actually not a bad
it's
idea.
like the craziest.
You get it 2 days out of the month.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Lambo Day.
All right, let's all share a Lambo. That's the outcome of this.
Tide Mark Lambo.
Tide Mark Lambo. Oh my god.
Us four and Jim.
Steven.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I don't get. I see on social media like they're buying $20,000 pairs of jeans.
Crazy.
Well,
yeah, and like crazy
there's something to
stuff.
say about that though, because it works for those people. Like social media is also all perception. That's something to talk about, because what they're doing is they're creating a perception that and a dream lifestyle that isn't realistic, or for most people isn't, and it's honestly ridiculous. But people buy into it and then start following those people, and then want to be like them, and they'll buy their course and all that sort of shenanigans.
Right.
It's just it's ridiculous though. But like for me, I see everything so much differently because we're behind the scenes on stuff. But if you're an average consumer just scrolling on social media, it could be a problem. Like you could start buying into the wrong people. You get FOMO too.
You're
Yeah.
like, dang, I want that shirt.
I want that rented
that
Lambo.
car,
Sure,
because like
That's a big thing.
you don't know, like that kid probably rented it for 2 hours this month, filmed a ton of content with it, and then gave it back. And then he's selling a course like, look I just bought this car.
And then even for us
So-
creating content, you always want to flip things negatively.
It's
That's what the
crazy.
news does.
Yeah. it's
Because that just
crazy.
creates more engagement. So it's such a weird thing.
Does that kind of content still do well? I feel like the posturing of the Lambo and the
You'd be surprised.
It feels like it's
No,
running
it-
its course a little bit, though.
it feels. I mean, to
Not
me,
as
it kind of
well.
seems stale. I'm like,
It
great.
is stale, but it's the lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're saying if you want to live like me and have this car and drive this chick and go
No,
to the
it's
beach,
it's
and
still a thing.
it's still a thing.
In different ways though. People
Yeah.
people do it differently, where it's like more I don't know, it's weird.
What's the biggest flex in like social media personalities now? If it's not the Lambo, like
$20,000 jeans is crazy.
Yeah,
$20,000
there's
jeans, I
jeans,
guess.
there's crazy jeans and brands and watches. It's crazy.
Biggest flex. I wouldn't know.
The biggest
Having a lot of
flex.
subs.
Private jet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Private jet,
Those
for
fake.
sure.
You could rent a fake private jet in
You
LA.
could.
It's like a tube.
Yeah.
Go over
Yeah, you
there.
guys did that, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
how do you know, Coby?
Yeah. See?
Yeah, I do it all the time. I do it all the
that
time.
post you guys see on Kobe's Instagram.
I take photos in it all the time.
We did the commercial there. That was
Yeah,
pretty funny.
Yeah.
But it's like $50 an hour. People actually do it. It's weird. Man, I think the same stuff though is still flex. People just do it differently. They try to make it look more and more real when it's not.
If
Yeah.
you're watching, buy real estate
Yeah. That's our
from
goal.
Tide Mark.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, there'll be a day when rather than the whatever, the splashy mansion in LA, it's like, look at all these warehouses I own.
That's the way
Let
to
me
go.
take you through it.
That's
I've
the
got
ultimate
my,
flex.
the entourage is like walking through.
I can't wait
Racks
to get
of
till
whatever.
we get a warehouse.
Yeah.
I
We'll get
can't
one for
wait.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
our goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause we can't wait to build it out. Have it really cool. Just because of the culture we built in here, it's like a perfect thing for us.
I think it'll be
You
good timing for you guys in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Find something.
End of
Warehouses make good studios, right? I mean, like that's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
I think like dude, perfect. I think.
I think it's
the-
like,
Yeah.
I feel like for you guys
those are
too,
industrial buildings.
like office buildings, I mean,
Yeah.
that whole market's cratered, and you're going to see these office buildings going for, pennies on the dollar, which would work probably better for you than a warehouse because you got, air conditioning and stuff like that. So maybe
Yeah.
that's going to be the move.
Yeah.
That's a good thought, actually. Like we were talking with a client who has a building in Huntington Beach, and it's like a cool. It's got a cool vibe, and it's like in little like suites, it's small suites. And I was just, we were talking to him. I'm like, oh man, who the perfect tenant is for this? It's got beautiful like brick and like textures and stuff like that. I was like, these should be like little studio suites, like film studio
yeah.
suites. And you get some lights in there. You set up your camera. You got the right angle, and just like a content
That would be
suite,
cool.
Yeah.
and like to Taylor's point, office is since COVID has cratered. And like not unlike the building we're in, but you build out those suites into studios, and they're just like it's like a content factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of talk about what we want to. I guess our goal, because I could see us getting a building realistically. I think we want something just separated, like our own like kind of property though, because the stuff we're gonna build out and do is just gonna be really different. So it's like just being connected still in a building like this. It'd be tough to do what we want to do like with that, But
let's talk off the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for doing this, you guys.
No, thank you.
We love you guys. This has been,
we love you guys
It's
too.
been fun doing this with you, and you just this conversation gave me some ideas on, additional content that we can do. So we'll talk off my.
Yeah. No, thank you for having us.
Sounds good.
I appreciate it, and everyone watching, like, subscribe. If you need real estate, you got to call these guys. They're the best in the business. You guys are the best.
You are.
And
Yeah, you
likewise,
too.
you guys are the best
Yeah.
in business.
Thank you.
But thank you guys.
Yeah.